Hey, I'd like to welcome you to another episode of Money Matters Top Tips for Success, where each and every day I bring on new business owners, entrepreneurs, and executives and have them share their top tips for success with you. My name is Adam Torres. You can follow me on Instagram at AskAdamTorres to keep up with my book releases, book tour schedule, signings, all that other good stuff. Always love to connect with you there. And as always, if you'd like to apply to become a co-author of one of my upcoming books, just head on over to the website, moneymatterstoptips.com, and click on Become an Author to apply. All right, so today I have Shelby Osborne on the line. She's the founder and CEO over at Five Pillars Realty Group. Shelby, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, so excited to get into what you're doing over at Five Pillars Realty. But before we do that, let's get a little bit further into your background. So how did you get started in your career and in business?
Sure. Okay, so I did ROTC at the University of South Carolina and graduated back in 2012, and then I commissioned into the Army and served for 6 years before getting out as a captain and diving full-time into real estate as both a broker and an investor. So my first year as a broker, I was the Keller Williams Rookie of the Year for the Carolinas region, which is both North and South Carolina, and that was as an individual agent. And so after that first year, founded Five Pillars Realty Group, and we are composed of almost exclusively veterans who are investors first. So it kind of makes us a little different. And after our first year, we were recognized as an EXP Icon team and did 130 transactions with $19 million in volume. So that was like my broker side. But then in addition to that, as a real estate investor, I purchased my first intentional real estate property investment purchase in November of 2017. And since then, I have 41 rental units, and they comprise of both long-term and short-term rentals, plus a few Airbnb arbitrages, which we can dig into any of all of that if you want.
Wow, that's amazing. I love your story. And yes, I do want to get into some of this Airbnb and house hacking and all this good stuff. But before we do that, I don't want to glance over your current business. Let's get into Five Pillars Realty Group a little bit more and talk a little bit more about what you do and how you help your clients.
Yeah, okay, cool. So since we are primarily veterans, so we all have the opportunity to have a VA loan, which is, for those of you who don't know, it's a 0% down loan where you can buy up to 4 units with one property. So that means a quadplex, duplex, triplex, or just a normal single family home. So because we were investors first, what we've kind of done is built this house hacking niche within our market where we're helping military people use their VA loans to house hack. So essentially buy a property where they live in one of the units, if it's a multifamily property, and rent out the other. And that income comes and covers their mortgage and their, generally their biggest expense in life and helps them towards financial freedom. Ultimately, everyone's goal, probably.
Oh my gosh, I love that story. That's so good. And that was the first. I didn't even know it was called that, by the way. So that's the first thing I did when I graduated college. So my first purchase was a fourplex, and I lived in one, and then I rented out the others, and on a good month, nothing happened, nothing went wrong. I made maybe $300-400, this is a long time ago, in profit, and lived there for free. It was amazing. I remember when I moved to California, and the true story, I almost forgot to write the landlord a check for the rent or for rent the first one, because I hadn't paid rent in so many years. I forgot you have to pay rent.
Yeah.
Love the story. That's funny. You took me back. I didn't even know. So I was house hacking. Okay, this is good. And so what regions do you work with so that people listening will know if they should be contacting you for real estate and to look in your area?
Gotcha. So we are in Fayetteville, North Carolina, and if anyone's military out there, right outside of Fort Bragg, which is the largest military installation in the world. So, and if anyone is around military installations, we have a lot of presence throughout the country for that. So, but yes, Fayetteville, North Carolina is where we're located.
Awesome. Let's get into this Airbnb hack / concept. So you already told us one, which is basically to you purchase one, and you could do that up to I think 4 units is when it's still can be owner occupied. I think once you get to that 6th level or something, then it's in terms of financing it would then be commercial. So basically live in one, rent out the others, and life is good. Now tell us a little bit more about this Airbnb stuff.
So Airbnb is just kind of the latest cool, fun thing that we've been doing because so it's myself and then I believe you've already spoken to Michael Glassy and Daniel Kidd, who are two of my top brokers. The three of us do a lot of investing together. But what we've been doing lately is because we have capped out on being able to get loans from most banks just because when you grow very quickly in a short amount of time, banks are like, whoa, slow your roll. So what we've been doing lately is some Airbnb arbitrage. So we found some really cool lofts downtown in Fayetteville, which is it's a growing area. They just built a baseball stadium, a lot of growth and coming to that area. And we talked to the landlord and talked him into giving us a 3-year lease at a fixed rate. And he's fully aware that now we sublease it, in essence, out to Airbnb and short-term rentals. So
that's awesome. And I had to mute myself because I was dying laughing just now. I'm like, man, when you're growing really fast, you're right. Banks do say, whoa, slow your roll, easy there. That's so funny. So I love the idea of Airbnb. I know there's all kinds of it depends on what part of the country you're at, right? Versus how friendly the state is or even the city. I don't know exactly how that works, but the city, and whether they're willing to allow it or not allow it and kind of all the regulation around it. I think California is kind of a tricky place for it. In terms of your area, it's still pretty friendly then, it sounds like?
It's very friendly, and it's good because it's kind of an unexpected spot to do Airbnbs because naturally people think of Nashville and New Orleans and all of these really fun cities for Airbnbs, but nobody really thinks of Fayetteville, North Carolina. But because we have the military installation here that is so huge, we have people constantly coming in to visit for graduations and promotions and retirement ceremonies and all of these things. In addition to, we have 2 very large VA hospitals here that do nurses that do temporary duty on rotation. So it's just kind of it's an unexpected little gem in the Airbnb world. So.
Yeah, no, it sounds like it. And really, if you think about it, and what makes sense to me, and I think about when sometimes you'll be traveling or something else and you're like, why is there a huge hotel right here in the middle of nowhere? But you don't know the demographics of the area. So like you said, if there's always graduations or this or that or other things that are going on that make it, obviously they didn't build it there for fun. So there's something happening that has transient or people coming in and out that aren't going to be living there forever, right? So you have wow, what an amazing niche and an amazing area to do that. And you don't hear about anybody talking about it over there. And I haven't, so that's awesome.
Right, exactly. And we've hacked it a little further just because of how money. We try to make a little bit go a long way. And we found, which I don't know if people know, but furniture stores will allow you to finance 100% of the purchase for a year. Some of them, like Ashley's Furniture, does it here. And so we were able to not only essentially acquire a property to do Airbnb, but also almost 100% finance the furnishing, which is the biggest startup cost for sure in Airbnb. And it's just our first year we anticipate, but hopefully less. All of the cash flow will just go directly to pay that off. But then in essence, we have no, long-term expenses. So we've already paid off our, so it's another hack.
Oh my gosh, you guys are so smart over at Five Pillars Realty Group. I'm like, what else? Give me some more. This is amazing. You're sitting there and, no, these are awesome strategies. And what I love about it is that, not only are you doing this you're doing it for yourself, number one, so you've accumulated a lot of properties. You're actually doing these. So you're not just teaching and or selling real estate and concepts to people that you're not using. You're literally going out there, doing it yourself, proving the concept, proving the model, and then you're helping your other veterans and other clients to do the same thing to accumulate wealth because, it's a win-win all around.
Totally.
So, Shelby, if somebody is listening to this and they want more information on Five Pillars Realty Group or they want to connect, what's the best way for them to reach out?
We're really big on social media, so you can find us on Instagram or on Facebook, Five Pillars Realty Group, but also our website, fivepillarsrealtygroup.com. If you just submit an inquiry in there, we will reach back out to you within 24 hours. Those are the best means.
Awesome. Well, hey, Shelby, really appreciate you coming on the show today and sharing more about your background and all the hacks and everything, all the great stuff you have going on over at Five Pillars Realty Group to help you, your veterans, and also all the other clients that you have. So great stuff there. And to the audience, as always, thank you for tuning in. Hope you had a lot of fun listening to this. We sure did have fun making it for you. So if you did, don't forget to subscribe to the podcast. If you're watching this on our YouTube channel, Money Matters Top Tips, don't forget to subscribe. Also, leave us some comments in the comment section in the video, and let us know about any hacks you're working on. Don't worry, I'm not going to answer. I'll put Shelby on the hook to do that work for us both to answer, so we'll send her the video, make her answer those questions. So thanks a lot. And Shelby, thanks again for coming on the show.
Thank you so much for having me. It was a blast.